Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiana, and in today's video we're gonna do a sit down video, which I really haven't done in a while, so this is kind of nice and fun. Hello. So today I'm gonna be talking about my college experience at McMaster University in Canada. I thought this would be good for my memories, and for anyone it could be helpful to, especially since I've been able to have an online and offline experience at McMaster, which is kind of crazy. So I wanted this video to be real comfy vibes, cozy vibes. We're gonna be talking about my major, friends, I don't know, that's social life, regrets, life lessons, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna be talking about college as a whole. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Grab a cup of coffee, cup of tea. I brought a candle for cozy vibes. I'm still drinking my coffee that I made like 2-3 hours ago. And I brought these literally dead, this is actually disgusting. Why does the water look like this? I brought these dead flowers over here to set some vibes because it's cute, it's cute. Okay, if you guys like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's just jump into it. So let me just give an introduction for anyone that's new to the channel or just found me from this video and would need a bit of a background. So as you already know, my name is Kiana. Hello. I moved to Canada a year before starting university. So I moved here in grade 12. I did 1 year here of high school, went to Catholic school. And so I'm not an international student. I'm a resident of Canada, but I do feel like at university, I had experiences that were similar to international students in terms of adjusting to life here in Canada, because I definitely experienced a lot of culture shock when I went to university. I'm from Jamaica, so being exposed to so many other people isn't really that common, especially culturally. And when I moved to Canada, the high school I went to, I didn't talk to anyone here, so I still didn't really know anyone or any other cultures or anything like that. I kind of just went to school, went home, went to school, went home. So you know, so yeah, university was very eye-opening in terms of that. In terms of my major, I'm a math and stats major. Actually, I'm an actuarial science major, but we're under the math and stats faculty. I always knew I wanted to take Axi. I was always good at math growing up and it came naturally. So obviously I was just gonna major in what was easiest to me because I didn't have an issue with it. And I knew that career made a lot of money. So and then the other thing I just wanted to quickly touch on, McMaster is based in Hamilton, Ontario. A nice city, I feel, to have a college experience. We had a lot of college bars and all that fun stuff. The school has good school spirit, good pride. I do wish we had that kind of school spirit that a lot of the schools in the States have, but McMaster still has a lot of vibes there. Homecoming, always a vibe. Frosh Week, always a vibe. All these little events and stuff that are kept throughout the year, always a vibe. So I do think if you want a school that's very good academically and socially, McMaster is a really good place. And not just if you like to party and go clubbing, like they literally just have a ton of activities to do all the time. So highly recommend. Okay, so that's my big introduction. I want to kick the video off with kind of just talking about my first year at McMaster. So I'm going to start you guys off where I would have started off. So McMaster has this thing for first year students called Welcome Week. It's basically like a big Frosh Week where first years can get to meet other students that are attending the university. And it is an experience that I really recommend everyone go to. I feel so bad that the most recent set of first years probably missed out on this experience or they had it virtually, but it really is the place to go to make all your friends. A lot of the friends I have right now, I met during that first week, Welcome Week, or I met them through someone that I met in that week, because you're exposed to people in your major, people that live in your building, people that have similar interests, because you're also exposed to clubs and all that stuff. So it really is an experience to have. And so yeah, just to kick off with friends, I had a pretty good social life and groups of friends in first year, but I didn't feel that connected to a lot of the people that I met in first year. I think especially because I was still so fresh to Canada and I had the opportunity to go back and forth to Jamaica whenever I kind of wanted to. In first year, I feel like my focus wasn't ever on building true connections with my friends. I was just like, okay, these are my Canadian friends, but my real friends are back home. I feel like this is something that kind of hindered my growth and progress socially in first year. I still went out a lot. I still hung out with people a lot, went to dinner, all that fun stuff, but I didn't build true connections because I loved to work. First of all, I feel like my attention was just always on making more money so I can buy myself nice stuff for when I go home. And we'll dive back into that at the end of this video when I talk about like regrets and stuff. But that is honestly how my first year went socially. In terms of living on res, I lived in the residence building called McKay, which isn't necessarily the nicest building, but it's definitely one of the most college vibey kind of buildings. We were connected to a dining hall, which is honestly underrated until you see how much you need it. when it becomes winter and it's snowing up in here and it's raining up in here and it's just not good vibes in terms of the weather, having that your building right below or connected to the dining hall, that's how you get freshman 15. But low-key, it comes in clutch, yo. Additionally, or residence building in terms of layouts, so a lot of the rooms were doubles, and I think there were a couple singles in there, but the singles were really just doubles with one bed. I shared a room with my roommate, obviously. Hey girl, if I don't even know if she watches my videos. I was pretty good friends with my roommate, and some of her friends, I talked to them a lot. So anyways, we had a 2-bedroom, and technically how our dorm was set up, we had our 2-bedroom, and then we kind of shared a bathroom with another group of 2 people. But you see, the thing with residences, so we were in a co-ed residence building, and it's kind of unspoken that the bathroom that's in front of you is going to be the bathroom that you use when you need to shower and all of that. But the bathroom in front of us was kind of gross, so I actually used to walk around the building and just try to find bathrooms that I liked to shower in. Like, I would go on the floor above just to shower because the bathrooms were cleaner. So don't feel like you have to use a bathroom that's like right across from your hall, unless like that's a rule at your school. But in McKay at McMaster, you can use wherever you want. What else? In first year, I had a meal plan. It was great. College food, you know, the healthy stuff's overpriced. The unhealthy stuff, you're just gonna eat a lot of it and then you get fat, but it's not because you wanted to get fat, it's because the healthy stuff is overpriced. Food wasn't that great, but it wasn't that bad. I've been to other universities and tasted their food, and our food is definitely better. I think McMaster actually was ranked one of the best CAF university foods schools. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are ranked as being one of the schools with the best food. So there you go for that. In terms of academics, things were really well. I didn't really have that much room for my major to add electives. A lot of the room that I had for electives, they were recommended courses, so I wouldn't say I really had room for electives, but it was fine. Like, I was taking courses for my major that I was already interested in. It was a good vibe. I did pretty well in first year. It was really in second year and third year I kind of fell off, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So yeah, that's pretty much how my first year went. This is all the backstory that you guys need, and then I'll build on it and it'll get shorter and faster in second year, third year, fourth year. All right, so let's talk about second year and third year. I'm gonna kind of just group both of them together because they were really similar. So in second and third year, I spent a lot of my time partying. McMaster, like I said, has a lot of good parties. So we have a big street called Hess Street, which is where a lot of the clubs used to be, a lot of the bars used to be. My friends and I, we would go out all the time. Literally like 2-3 times a week, because I would party with my friends that were like Caribbean, African, and then I would also party with like all my roommates and my other friends and stuff. And I had different friend groups, so I was going out pretty often because I was mixing with different people, which is why I was wasting so much time. But not only that, what really was the hindrance in terms of where my academics started slipping in second and third year was because I started working 2 jobs. So you remember in the first year recap thing, I was talking about how I was so focused on making so much money so I could go home all the time and stuff. I kind of took my attention off making money just to go home all the time, because I realized in second year that me trying to just think about going to Jamaica all the time was really affecting how well I was able to make friends at university. So in second and third year, my focus was hanging out with my friends. I started making the effort to go to homecoming, go to parties, go to birthday parties, club events, just joining clubs, being more active in the school itself. So I really built better connections with people at school in second year and third year. But I did take on a second job, and all I cared about was making money so I could like go clubbing and partying and buy new stuff and all of this stuff, which in the moment is really fun in games, until you realize your grades are slipping and you need to get your life together so that you can get a job in fourth year. We'll talk about that. When I say my academics were slipping, I moved from taking 5 courses per term to taking about 4 courses per term, and not even necessarily by choice, but what would always happen is I would start slipping behind and like just realizing, all right, I need to drop this course, because I would rather just drop the course than fail the course or get a D, because I've gotten a couple Ds and it just really hurts your GPA, to be honest. I've gotten like 3 Ds or 4 Ds throughout my whole university life, which isn't a bad thing. I definitely get a lot of B's. I've gotten a couple C's for sure, and I have a couple A's. but I do have some D's. I do have a lot of C's, and I kind of realized in like third year especially that that's not gonna get me a job, because a lot of jobs, guys, have baseline requirements that your GPA needs to be above a 3.0, which I believe is like a 70 basically. So I kind of realized, yo, you need to get your shit together. So yeah, I was honestly finessing the system in second and third year, and now that I'm out of university, I'm free to just say it. McMaster has this thing called an MSAF, guys, which is basically a way to excuse yourself from one piece of work each term, not year, each term. So you know I was using that every term because I was just always behind, but still doing well. So basically you could just say you had a personal issue or a mental health issue, which usually it was a mental health issue because you just get so stressed when you realize you have 2 tests back to back, but you kind of put yourself in that situation. So anyways, I took advantage of stuff like that. I took advantage of many of the opportunities that I could have used to kind of make sure I got good enough grades, but it was still a very stressful environment because my focus was just not on school. I was just trying my best to cruise and get good grades, but also enjoying my social life. And I was really big on the gym. So my priorities were like making money, partying, gym, school, which is not how it should be. All right, so I'm gonna use all this information to kind of transition to the mindset I was in towards the second semester and end of third year. So by this point, I kind of got to this position where I realized how my grades were slipping and I needed to kind of get my life together academically so that I could get hired, because I would have been graduating the following year. So this was like 2019, I guess. Yeah, this was 2019 in January to June. I was like, I need to get myself in a position so that I won't have to deal with so much stress when I graduate to find a job. So I took a year off from school in fourth year because I was offered an internship. How I got that internship, I'm gonna make a video on it, but I basically just started networking the hell out of anything I could possibly get the chance to network with. So I went to conferences, I went to anything that related to my career. I just started networking with anyone I could because I needed to put myself in a position, and I knew I kind of had people skills. So I just needed to meet people and see how I could advance other ways. So that's how I basically got my internship. I took a year off. McMaster has an internship program. Like, you can apply in a way to get your internship kind of treated like a credit, but I don't want to do that because you have to pay for that. So I just took a year off school. I just didn't show up really. I didn't submit anything. I just didn't show up, and it was fine, I guess. I think they thought I dropped out though. So don't do that, because they thought I dropped out, I guess. I was receiving emails from OSAP, which is our student loan service, that I owed money because they were expecting me to pay, because McMaster probably told them like, yo, this girl ain't here, so start charging her. But yeah, so don't do that. Don't just leave. You might want to call in with the school and tell them that you're gonna take some time off and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so fourth year, I took the year off. Something you do really come to learn is that work experience is so much better than just academic experience. I felt like one thing that demotivated me academically was that I just felt like all the stuff we were doing, like I'm in math, right? It was just so hard, and I was like, what does this have to do with anything? Like, I'm sure when I get to my career, I don't even have to do any of this. A computer is gonna do it for me. The whole school thing, I've never been a big fan of school. I know how to finesse, but no one's really enthused at, oh, I need to learn. Like, I mean, some people are, and great for you guys, but I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is overwhelming. So anyways, gap year was necessary for me. The internship was necessary for me. But guess what? Then we come in this panini fourth year. Let's lay out fourth year. So starting fourth year last year, 2020, we were starting back online. I felt really motivated going into this last year of school because I had just come off my internship. I had been so used to what making money can feel like. I was motivated. I got a job after grad, so you know I was also in that mindset like, I don't even need to be here. I got a job. But I still know that, like, just in case, maybe they might want my grades. They might want to see my grades. So I still was determined to do well enough. I was also doing YouTube, and I joined a bunch of clubs because even though I was given a job at the time, I still wanted to make sure I kept myself marketable, or I don't know what the word would be. Hireable, maybe. Like, I was still attractive to employers in general, because you never know, you always have to keep yourself in a position. So doing school online at McMaster, all right, y'all, you didn't hear this from me. but doing school online is a big finesse. McMaster has proctoring systems, and I think only 2 of my classes used proctoring structures or formats. A lot of our exams became open book. For my math courses though, those bitches, first of all, in those classes, I would not dare cheat. And I would not dare cheat overall because I'm just such a wimp. Like, I'm so scared. Imagine having to get to deal with like an academic dishonesty report in your 4th year when you're about to graduate. Like I said, to me, I already got a job. And it doesn't take anything to study because in the first semester, I only took 3 courses. Second semester, I took 5, but a lot of them were electives and they were fun and they were like essay kind of courses. So yeah, academically though, things were going well. The online format structure, it was just blessed. It was a vibe. I liked it. There was just so much less pressure, so it made taking tests way easier. My GPA honestly just appreciated the whole online format because it was just so much easier to do well. I will say I went back and forth with struggling with motivation because, as you guys would have, I guess, imagined from my 2nd and 3rd year, a big factor of school for me was more the social aspects than the academic aspect. My life was just social plus school on the side, and now it kind of just became school and then social on the side. Well, there really was no social because I wasn't seeing anyone. I had no life outside of school. But my final year, I will say, was a good year overall. I do kind of feel robbed though right now because I was talking to my friend about it. I just feel like we usually, when you graduate or when you're just done your final exam in 5th year, usually there would be some like big celebration. We'd have like big breakfast party, pancake vibe, liquor kind of stuff going on. We'd just be celebrating, and we didn't get to do any of that, which kind of sucks when you think about it. But overall, I kind of liked the change. I liked the challenge anyways, so it kind of made it a vibe. And yeah, I guess that's basically how my 4 years of college went, if I want to talk about it on a vague scale, which was pretty in-depth, I guess. In terms of regrets and lessons, which is kind of how I want to end off this video, I don't really have that many regrets or lessons because everything is for a reason, blah, blah, blah. The thing is, a lot of my friends, they were given money from their parents. If I wanted to be able to party and hang out and build those social connections, I did have to work. So it's like, I want to say, oh, I wish I worked less so I could have partied more, but I wouldn't have been able to party more if I wasn't doing that. And like, some people like to have the whole broke college student aesthetic kind of vibe. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I liked eating bougie. I liked being able to buy myself what's wrong with me? I liked being able to buy myself salmon and have a little vibe. Like, y'all, college students are supposed to eat like pizza and all this mac and cheese and stuff. I was taking care of myself. I was buying my protein powders because I was a gym girl, right? I would buy my vegetables, buy my expensive fish, and cook my... Y'all. So I was still appreciative of the fact that I worked so much. It would have been nice to graduate with like a distinction, but I know how to make the most of situations, which is why I think I was still able to get a job. So you kind of just have to know yourself and lean into your strengths. I do still wish though that I made more of an effort to focus on connecting with people socially, especially in first year. I think that could have made a difference in the rest of my upcoming years. But yeah, I wouldn't change anything. I was really satisfied with my 4 years, 5 years technically at McMaster. Made great friends, love my friends. I had a really good school experience. I do feel cheated that I missed our 4th year of homecoming, but that's just how it is. It was a good vibe. I really recommend McMaster. And that's just my opinion. I had a really good 5-year experience. So yeah. All right, guys, that is everything I have for this video. I feel like it was very like all over the place, kind of chaotic, but it was just a little story time kind of. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.